Baby girl, you are so pretty, 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 pretty. Baby girl, you are so pretty, 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 pretty. Females magic just touching me.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. We're gonna do some nighttime skincare. I just wanted to come on here and do this story time. Excuse me if I'm whispering. I don't want to wake them girls up. I'm doing a story time about what happened on our cruise when I had to get security involved. On our cruise, if you follow me on TikTok, Instagram, all of that, we went on a cruise. We went to Mexico. We had a beautiful time. And it was just so much fun. Like, it's just a blessing to be able to take your children. So anyways, we did our professional photos. Now my husband and I, we were debating on if we wanted to do our photos once we came back to Atlanta or if we wanted to just do them on the cruise. We decided, okay, while we're on the cruise, we're just going to just do it here. The following day, I think it was like the last day to be able to like claim your photos. Standing at the photo center, and if you've cruised before, then you already know it's like a little area and it's security everywhere because they gotta make sure that y'all ain't stealing or taking pictures of the professional photos. So that's what we're doing. We got like so many pictures that we like, ooh, you know, we trying to look at everything. We got our two little kids, they're running everywhere. So we got a lot going on. So we looking, you know, our kids are on the floor. My husband gave the girls some bad angle photos and he was like, here, y'all can play with these, because they was just trying to like pull the photos out of the little socket thing. So we ended up, you know, just looking through the photos, seeing which ones we want, trashing the ones that we don't, because they have like this little box where you can drop the photos that you don't want. So that's what we're doing. Older black lady comes up to me and my husband, and she was just like, oh, more so talking to me. So she was just like, oh, y'all buying the photos? You know you can do these photos on your phone and get some good pictures, right? I said, yes, ma'am. You know, I'm trying to keep it respectful because, you know, this is an elder and, you know, I just try to keep it respectful. And so she was like, you know, you can do it on your phone. I said, yeah, I know I can do it on my phone. I, you know, got some good pictures off of my phone. And she was just like, yeah, you know, I did it. I took some good pictures, and I was just like, oh, okay, you know, that's good, you know. Everybody cruising, I'm not really thinking much of it. So she goes back and says, well, how long y'all been married? And I said, we've been married 8 years, together 10. And she was just like, oh, okay. And then, so she collected that information. And she was just like, how many cruises y'all been on? I said, oh, this is our second cruise. And she was just like, oh, okay. Oh, I've been married. I was married 33 years, and we went on several cruises. We went on like 20-something cruises. And I said, oh, okay, you know, that's good. You know, like, again, we steady looking through the pictures. She then says, well, you sure you want to get them pictures? These pictures are expensive. And so at this point, I'm getting irritated, and my husband is looking at me. I can see the look in his eyes. We're speaking telepathically, and I know that he's getting a little irritated too, because he done gave me that look like, all right, we finna walk on over here and get away from this crazy lady. So I say, I like the pictures, I'm gonna buy them. That started talking more about the photos, about how she just wouldn't pay for them because they're so expensive. And so I handed my husband a stack of photos. I said, baby, I want all of these, okay? And so she was just like, oh, okay. And you know, like, I'm talking to my husband, I'm not talking to you. And so she was just like, oh, okay, big money. I said, ma'am, if you don't, you know, buy the cruise photos, then that's your prerogative. I'm always gonna do what I like, regardless of what other people think or feel. And so she was just like, oh, okay, and started getting upset. And she was just like, and so y'all been together 10 years, but married only 8. She was like, honey, I would never let some man waste my time. And you know, you young people, y'all just be I said, ma'am, let me stop you there, because you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know a thing about me, my husband. You don't know anything about our courtship. I said, I got my degree May 2016 in mass communications, and then I was engaged December 2016, and I only had an 8-month engagement. Now, did I feel like I had to explain this to her? No, I didn't feel like I had to explain this to her or anybody else. But since you want to spew it out, I just in a moment felt like taking it there. So I took it there. And so she was just like, yeah, you know. So at this point, I'm raising my voice. I'm going toe to toe with her. My husband is watching our kids. They're running like around, and then he's also looking at this wall of all our photos everywhere. So he's trying to so we can go and pay for the photos, and so we can, you know, get our kids and go do some other stuff. So she's standing there. I'm trying to figure out which photos I want to after I gave my husband that stack of photos. And she was just like, you know, y'all young people. She's like, see, let me tell you something, because I got a little bit more wisdom than you. I said, no, let me shut you down. You're not going to tell me anything. And apparently you don't have more wisdom than me, because a lot of people get older, but they're not wiser. And the way that you're talking to me tells me that you don't have wisdom at all, because if you really had discernment, you wouldn't have came over to me and my family talking sideways the way you are. Like, as I was telling her, this wasn't somebody that said, oh, I want to be with you, and we together 10, 15, 20 years and no ring, no intentions of moving forward. And so I told her, like, ma'am, you don't know what the heck you talking about. So she starts to get loud with me, and she was just like, just shouting all this stuff like, you think you better than me because you have a college degree? See, let me tell you something. A college degree ain't gonna keep no man. And I said, ma'am, what are you high or something? What are you talking about? I said, see, you came over here talking to me and my family. I didn't come in your vicinity. You came in mine. I said, now I'm gonna tell you this. You need to stop talking to me right now. So she kept on bumping her gums, talking about me buying expensive photos, and I think I'm better because I have a college degree. I'm like, ma'am, I don't even know you. I said, you sound very insecure. You sound very bothered because, and she was just like, you know, and I know all about cruising. This ain't my first cruise. And I was just like, ma'am, you seem very bothered. If you so established and you went on all these trips, why are you tripping over me buying photos? And so she was just like going off. So my husband, he's grabbing the kids and stuff like that. He's looking over at me like, I'm about to pull you away from this woman. And so I just shut down. I stopped talking. She ends up just staring at me, and I'm not talking. I'm like, okay, Lord, I don't really want to take it there, but if she don't walk away, it's going to be a problem on this ship in the middle of the ocean, okay? So she just was like staring at me, and then she was just like, cute kids, and looked at my kids up and down and walked off. I said, yes, honey, I know they're cute. They're all that and then some. And what about it? And she had rolled her eyes and walked off. So the photographer who had did our photos the previous night, he was like, I thought she was with y'all. And he was like, and who cares if you buy your own photos or if you get us to do it? I said, honey, we're not worried about her and what she is talking about. Now, my husband said some things that kind of hit below the belt, so I'm gonna keep what he said off camera and out of this story. Security rolled over there, and I had told the security officer or the Carnival police officers what happened, and he had ran after her. She was trying to run down the hallway. She saw me talking to him and was trying to run. He ran after her, and then he came back to me like a few minutes later, because we still looking at photos, y'all. And he was just like, he apologized for what happened, and he was just like, she won't be doing that to you or anybody else, I can assure you. So I don't know what happened. Maybe she can't cruise anymore, but the photographer said we always get crazy cruisers, and he was just like, I'm so sorry y'all went through that. I thought she was with y'all. I said, absolutely not. It's just my, my husband and I were telling him it's just us on the cruise. And he was just like, that was crazy. So even other people were watching this incident and was just like, wait a minute, what's going on? You had too much fun with your drink package. But I don't think she was drunk. I just think she was just a hater. And I wanted to share this story just because a few days after this incident happened, maybe after I calmed down and now I can like really hear what the Lord is saying, the Lord was just telling me that was a spiritual encounter. And I'm sharing this with people to let them know, like, if you are somebody that is marked, set aside, set apart, it's not that you are better than nobody, but she was projecting all of that envy and that jealousy on me and my family. Like, we over here not bothering anybody, and I swear it felt like there was like a shift after the end of that cruise. After I had that encounter with that lady, everybody was kind of like looking at my family. Of course, some of them was just, oh, y'all look so beautiful. Look at these outfits. But it just felt like some of us were just kind of giving us the eye, like, like some people would give compliments, but it was just like there was a number of group of people who just looked disgruntled when they seen us. And I just felt like it was weird, but I know that these things are spiritual, and we're living in a time where this is the heart of people. Like, this is their heart. They are not happy to see good things. Then the lady also was telling me, yeah, I ain't cruised with no kids because me and my husband, I don't have no kids. I ain't never had any kids. And I'm like, okay, well, ma'am, I'm trying to get my photos. I didn't ask you if you're a parent or none of that. Like, at this point, I'm telling her to just leave me alone. So I said all this to say, you may not look at yourself in that light, but you never know how other people, how they view you or how they see you. And I said this to also share and to say, just remember to stay prayed up, walk in forgiveness. I done forgave that lady. I forgave her. I've forgiven her. She knows, she don't even know about the spirit that's using her. So I shared that to say, walk in forgiveness with people, understanding the times that we're living in and how wicked people's heart can be. If I would have fallen into that trap, what if I would have fought the lady and then now I can't cruise anymore? But thank God for having some self-control. And I found the whole encounter crazy. But when you look at the fact that these are spiritual things, that spirit of envy and jealousy, that is a deadly spirit. Just stay prayed up. Just ask the Lord to guard you and your family. Stay in prayer for real. Have a true prayer life, because look at the way people are acting in this day. Like, that lady didn't know me at all. And no, y'all, this lady was not drunk. She wasn't drunk. So this is my little story time about the Carnival cruise ship crazies, all of this crazy stuff that happened on the ship. Other than that, man, I had a blast with my family. Mexico is hotter than I imagined. As soon as I hit the land, I was pouring down sweat. But yes, y'all, continue to pray when you go out, because you could be having a good time and somebody's not having a good time in their own life, and they're looking at you and you're like, I'm just me. I ain't doing nothing extraordinary. I'm just living my life. But to them, they see something. If that lady wasn't jealous, then what is it? Everything she said, when I trace it and track it, it came from the spirit of jealousy, envy, strife. For me, it's so many young girls that I follow on social media, just because I fell in love with their content, and I really think they're killing it. I'm a student of those young girls. It's the way they edit. It's a lot of things that I watch them and I learn from. So sometimes it can be the women who may feel like, dang, you did something different from what I did, that might feel a little bit envious. It could be anything. You know, the enemy gets in people's heads and make them feel like somebody else has something that they don't have. And it's just like, this is why we got to be prayerful. We got to be careful. And in all of that craziness, we still got to walk in forgiveness. And, you know, just try to handle things the way the word tells us to, because I know how LaPortia want to handle it, baby. I'm going to just keep it P, okay? I'm going to keep it P with you. I know how I want to handle it, but I got to submit me, my thoughts, my mind, my body. I got to give all of that to the Lord and handle it the way He and His word tells us to handle it, because that's what it means to live a life submitted to Him. Do I get it right all the time? No, I don't. Am I perfect? No, I'm not. I'm not. But we just have to, I can't handle things the way LaPortia say handle it, because that's going to get me in trouble. So I said all that to say, if you find yourself in adverse situations like this, just stay prayed up. Just ask the Lord, Holy Spirit, what is going on? Reveal to me what's happening. What do I need to do? And I always go back to forgiveness, because you don't want that to be something that blocks your blessing or blocks your connection with the Lord. So I'm about to drink my green juice. I'm drinking the Bloom. This is not sponsored. I'm trying this with my own money, honey, just to see if I like it. And I'm about to drink this. And I also want to say, I think this stuff make you very fertile. Ask me how I know. Now, if you ain't married and you young, goodbye. This is for the married folks. But this stuff right here, listen, if you already be in the mood, listen, this is gonna make you just be in the mood all the time. Like all the time. If you taking this, you probably finna have you a baby, because it's something in it. Something in it. That's take it from your internet, sis. It's something in it, okay? Child, you might be saying, well, I'm not taking it for those reasons, honey. I ain't taking it for those reasons either, but that's just one of the side effects. Like, it had me on the phone like, hey, where is you at? This stuff right here. But I want a flat tummy. Stomach finna be big again, because it's a baby in there, okay? Finish my nighttime routine. I just want to tell y'all about that. The scent of the night is Crush. I've been holding on to this for ages, but yeah. I will see y'all in the next video. If you ever had an experience like this, drop it down in the comment section. Tell me what you would have did. If you cruised and you experienced crazy cruisers, leave your crazy cruiser story down in the comment section below. I would love to hear y'all stories. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.